of passion, poison, and murder. Yes. So the first one is about the term, I don't know if you are familiar with it, but MLT, it's median lethal toxicity. Another term for it is LD50, the lethal dose for 50% of subjects. And it's basically the concept that anything is deadly in enough quantity. So LD50, a poem of poisons. It takes 2,000 kisses administered in a single dose. 2,000 kisses is equal to 6 liters of pure water, 13 boozy shots, and 175 midnight espressos. Is equal to 500 milligrams of deadly nightshade. Bittersweet demands a higher concentration. Is worth about 760 milligrams of solid metallic arsenic and 0.0023 milligrams worth of VX nerve agent, should any be handy. People will tell you that passion isn't quantifiable, but if that's true, why do we call it chemistry? 2,000 kisses is a G-shot and a half of uncut cocaine, 750 cigarettes on a rained-out balcony, 27 liters of wormwooded absinthe, is the same as one bite of destroying angel mushroom, about 28 spoonfuls of sugar, and a large shaker of mineral salt. 2,000 kisses are a ghost and a promise. 2,000 kisses are equal to 10,000 tears. It's the dose that makes the poison, and baby, I just love you to death. The second one that I have for you was actually inspired by Disney's Snow White, of all things. In the scene where she's creating her poison apple, the original concept was there was not just a crow watching her do it, but the actual prince was chained to the dungeon wall alongside a skeletal companion, and I thought, I want to tell that story. So, this is Fruit of the Poisonous Tree. You were born to be my great unraveling. You were born to make me die 1,000 little deaths. Where the stone flourishes with the primordial patience of the mountains cracked and failing with age. My bones are like these chains, hard to break, and easily able to withstand the press of your insistent struggle. The mortal flaws I possess are nothing compared to the wrecking passion these fingers have encouraged and this mouth has fed. Compare the history of these hips and the magic of my desire against yielding dumb innocence, and tell me truly, dear prince, who would understand you better? The glass doll on a pedestal, or the clever peasant girl who fought and clawed her way to a palace and a place beside you? Come, taste my lips and try to deny the meeting of hungry souls. No? Then we shall focus on the future, charming man. Let us see how willingly you'll love a pretty corpse. How long will it take for your ardor to fail and flag? The first moments of rigor? The rosy cheeks turning ashen and fading into the soil? Will you make the Ossuarian remains a relic and pray to her youth and piety? Or when she has consumed this sweet morsel and fallen, will you finally acknowledge the willing queen turned servant at your feet? Be not a prince, but a king. I wonder. See this deep red apple glow and pulse with poison. These white locks and this ragged voice, my disguise of excellent rags. See the magnificent way I have tortured my face into a hag's. Who could refuse a harmless, old, kindly, beggarly peddler woman? Certainly not in the feeble mind of that pitiful child, not for a moment. Do not pull so against your shackles, or you might end as your skeletal companion, an unhappy fate and useless, unless that be your wish, to join your beloved with a kiss from this juicy flesh. To join her in the sleeping death? No, I think not. Why, your wrist is more tender than any peel, and much more easily bruised. You dare turn away from my hand? I, soon fairest in all the land, breath shall still, blood congeal, and all will be right with the world, you will see, when your eyes in the reflection hold just me. There you go. And my last of the evening was the one that was actually featured by everyone at Creative Colloquy. Again, thank you so much. It's just really great to be part of something where I just love everything that you've come out with, all the writers, and it's just, I'm sorry, I'm just fanning a little bit here, fangirling. Okay, this one was based off a prompt earlier this year. I just wanted kind of like a little jump start into the creative process, and I asked all my friends, I said, hey, can you give me like a word or a phrase, just something for me to jump off of, and I'll try to do it justice. And one of the suggestions was road trip, and automatically I'm like, okay, I got a story for this one. So this is called It's the Journey. Focus. On the blur of leaves crunched and curling, the way the autumn sun wavers the road, transforming each highway rise into flooded streams. Focus. On the music cutting in and out as a signal boost between the summits and drains to static, or settle on an old-time religion gospel preaching something like Christianity with a bitter twist. Better not. Focus on the waysides and the rest stops with bright shouting tastes available for just a little more than what clinks between the fingers in your pocket. Settle for the dribble past the chemical buildup on the water fountain. Touch your tongue to the crumbling steel. Focus on the point of pressure of your head as it gently thuds along the window, and the tightness of the seatbelt on your chest cutting into your recently summered skin. Focus on the road signs and play a game of license plate bingo, and think about a punch buggy for the driver beside you, whose face is twitching from lack of sleep, and who's had more energy drinks and coffee than a long hauler. Think again. Focus on how the light poles make the long stretches feel like endless bridges, and how you're not sure if it's the water or farmland beside the asphalt. Remind yourself that the darkness makes so much seem equal that it's easy to mistake it for fairness. Focus on the way the rain sluices off the windshield, and trace the path of each bubble where it builds. Make it a competition. Count the number and variety of insects brutalized by a sharp, turning, blazing hunk of metal beyond their understanding, and reflect on the rapid twists of fate that bring us all to the end of our hours. Notice how the gore and minute crushes of blood are baked into an infernal crust, and oh God, ignore the pounding growing fainter as the odometer clicks forward and the smell of human metal softly pouring, and then pleas for help or at least mercy, because even though everything within you wants to pop the trunk and end this or undo what's been done, it's not really your decision. Glance at the wheel and measure the distance of reaching and driving the whole vehicle off a cliff and bringing at least a sort of peace. Think of hailing that sheriff in a speed trap as you law-abide your way on, and take note of the eyes slowly shifting to yours in the rearview mirror. So you better do something to let him know everything's okay. Nod, smile, shrug, exhale, and focus on the next telephone pole, and the next, and the next, and the next. Thank you, guys.